Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be sharing with you why you should consider topping up your CPF accounts. Everything comes with pros and cons. I will share both sides with you so that you can make the decision that suits you best. For starters, if you are unfamiliar with the various types of CPF accounts and the purpose of each account, do check out my previous video on CPF for further details. Now let's get started. This table summarizes the interest rates that each CPF account could earn. OA being the account that earns the lowest interest rate is already minimally earning at 2.5% per annum. This is higher than most of your saving accounts or majority of the fixed deposits. SA, MA, and RA are all earning at least 4%. Wow, 4%, that is a lot. As long as Singapore is safe, government is safe, our CPF money will be safe. Especially for people who are risk averse and don't want to do complicated investments, topping up your CPF accounts is a safe and attractive alternative to investing your money in stocks and other financial instruments. But before all of you started to rush into putting all your savings into CPF, let me first cover the cons of putting your money in CPF accounts. Okay, so unlike putting your money with the bank, money that you put in CPF is non-withdrawable in cash until you reach age 55 after setting aside a sum of money for retirement. Money put into CPF is also irreversible, so you cannot undo it. Since the money will be locked up in CPF for quite long, only top up your CPF if you have extra cash. Okay, what makes topping up of your CPF accounts attractive is, besides earning attractive risk-free interest, you are also able to enjoy tax relief. Let's see what are the types of account that gives you tax relief when you make a cash top-up. Topping up your ordinary account doesn't give you tax relief. But topping up your Medisave account, on the other hand, gives you tax relief. The maximum tax relief is the lowest of the following.
Firstly, voluntary cash contribution to your Medisave account, or annual CPF contribution cap for the year, less mandatory contribution, or prevailing basic healthcare sum, less the balance in Medisave account before the voluntary cash contribution.
Last but not least, topping up your special account and retirement account is eligible for tax relief. The maximum tax relief you will get for self is 7K per YA and 7K for family members. Remember the golden rule: for each YA, total amount of all claimable personal income tax relief is capped at 80K. But even if you have a lot of cash on hand and want to top up as much as possible to CPF, do not top up all at once. Okay, you could use some simple tax planning to fully maximize the benefit of topping up your CPF accounts. Not only you need to take note of the cap for your tax relief entitlement, you also need to know the maximum amount each CPF account can have. Yes, you heard me right. There is a cap in which each CPF account can have. I have covered this in my previous video on CPF, so I won't go into details. The table on the left summarizes the balance cap for each account. The diagram on the right illustrates what will happen to your money if each account reaches its maximum cap. Basically, this would mean that once the account reaches its maximum cap, you can no longer make any voluntary contribution to that particular account. Since there is a cap to the tax relief and each account could have, tax planning is very important if you want to fully maximize the benefit of contributing to your CPF accounts. Tax planning is not rocket science, and I'm here to guide you on how you could do a simple tax planning for yourself. Let's run through some illustrations. Assuming in the year 2021, Mr. Tan, single, 30 years old, is currently employed by a company. He wants to know how much tax deduction can he get if he were to make a voluntary CPF top-up to his special account. Okay, assuming that Mr. Tan is earning 3K per month, 12 months would be 36K with a bonus of 3 months of 9K. So in a year, his total employment income would be 45K. Okay, at the bottom, we do a simple tax computation. His employment income of 45K, assuming he didn't opt out of CDAC contribution, so he'll be making a contribution of $1 times 12 months times 2.5 times, which is the donation relief rate. For personal relief, he will have earned income 1K, assuming that he did a reservice in 2021, so he will be entitled to 3K of NS-Men relief. His CPF relief is 20% of the total employment income. So before he made any top up to his CPF, total personal relief he is entitled is 13K. So it's way below the total cap of 80K. meaning Mr. Tan will be eligible to enjoy the maximum relief if he were to top up his CPF account. So his chargeable income is 31k. Let's take a look at the tax rate that he will be under. So 31k falls under this second bracket. Okay, so we have first 30k is taxed at 200, and then the next 1,970 will be at a rate of 3.5%. That will bring us to a total of $268 for Mr. Tan, and this is the tax waiver he has to pay for the year. So now he's considering whether to top up to his special account. On the right, we have this scenario whereby he made a contribution of 7k. That will bring down the chargeable income to 24k. Because the chargeable income is 24k now, he falls under the first bracket, whereby the first 20k is non-taxable, followed by the next 10k will be at 2%. That will bring us to $99. So before top up, CPF is $268. Now after the CPF top up, he has to pay $99 only. So the tax saving will be $169. Okay, so the savings of this $169 is about 2% savings. This means that by topping out 7k to the special account, he's bringing down the tax rate from 4% to 2%. If now let's say Mr. Tan earns 2.5k per month, he will have a chargeable income of $25,970. We know that first 20k is non-taxable. That leaves the remaining $5,970 taxable at 2%. Here, instead of topping out 7k to CPF accounts, Mr. Tan might want to reconsider just topping up $5,970 instead, since his tax will have already been zero after the 5.9k of additional tax relief. Let's take a look at what if in the next year, in 2022, okay, his salary were to increase to 4k. His annual income would change to 60k. Approved donation will also change accordingly. Everything remains the same. Before he makes any top up to his CPF, okay, the total tax payable is $800, and this is 8.38% of the chargeable income. But if he were to make a contribution, okay, of 7k again in 2022, you would then have a tax saving of $384. By topping up his SA account in 2022, when he has a higher employment income, he had brought down his tax payable amount by 4.2%. Okay, so what this means is you will enjoy more tax savings, okay, from topping up your CPF account if you are at a higher tax bracket. So in summary, CPF top-up is suitable for people with extra cash and want a safe and attractive alternative to investing in stocks and other financial instruments. After you have decided to use your extra cash to top up your CPF accounts, you should also plan ahead so that you can maximize the tax relief for topping up your CPF. Things to consider are the cap limits for tax relief and the maximum amount you could have in each CPF accounts. Okay, from the illustration earlier, it's clear that you will enjoy more tax savings if you were to top up your CPF when you have a higher chargeable income. With the effect of compound interest, your CPF savings will grow exponentially year on year. The earlier you make these top-ups, okay, the more time they have to compound and grow your benefits. Personally, I would usually do a quick rough estimation of my tax ahead of the year, meaning in 2020, I have already done my assessment as to whether is it beneficial for me to top up my special account in 2021. Things I consider are the potential tax relief I will be entitled in 2021, example, any cost, fees, relief, etc. Once I have decided that I want to top up my CPF account in 2021, I made the contribution in January 2021. For you to be entitled to the tax relief, you can top out any time in the year, but I would like to top out in the first month so that I can get my interest rolling earlier. In my next video, I will be sharing my thoughts on which CPF account to top up, MA or SA. I hope you find this video useful. If you like this video, remember to click on the like button. Thank you for watching. Bye!